Hey, everybody, and welcome in. It's the Poor Man Fantasy Football League podcast. We're the fantasy football show that gives you a peek inside the life and times of our Dynasty League. I'm your host, Mike, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Andrew. And this week, we're going to be breaking down what happened in the NFL draft last week and having a look at the NFC running back situation. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It is Wednesday, April 29th. The weather is finally beautiful. It's warm outside. The snow is almost gone. A figment of our imaginations. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm all right. And yourself?
I'm good now. As you can see, my basement is still in disarray. The contractor I hired got communication lines crossed and didn't show up for work today. Didn't communicate until I said, "Hey, man, you coming in today?" And he's like, "Oh no, I thought that was next week." No, that was this week. You said that last week. I was like, it's a good thing I know you because I've been losing my poop.
Yeah.
So we kind of did. And yeah, so long story short, he's tied up on another job that he hasn't finished yet and isn't able to get over here. Yeah. So I'm still got a basement in disarray. I'm hoping by next time we podcast, it's all fixed.
Oh, hopefully for your sake, yeah, that you get back to normal.
Put it all back together. Other than that, let's just talk about the NFL draft. Real quick, what are your overall what's your overall reaction to it?
Very defensive. Really, there was only like 90 guys taken in the whole draft for offense.
Right?
So, like in our thing, we're going to take half the guys. And after the first 5, it's going to be a dart throw.
It is real slim pickings. This draft was not exciting in any way, shape, or form. They didn't draft a lot of offensive talent. There was a crazy run on tight ends.
Yes.
But there were no real pass catching tight ends. They were primarily blocking. They're just like mobile linemen. So outside of Sadiq and Stowers, the rest of them are really linemen in disguise. So I'm not excited for any of the tight ends in this particular draft.
Yeah, and then I look at some of the teams that actually took like some of the teams that were taking players, and it almost seemed like the Dolphins were just taking all the tight ends so nobody else could get one.
Yeah, they took a couple. They also took several wide receivers.
Yes, but like there's teams out there that I didn't understand what they took and why. Like you look at 1, 2. The Browns took 2
wide receivers.
2. Is that all they took was 2? I thought there was
2 wide
more
receivers, yeah.
Oh, and then some tight end, like even the tight ends that they took, like why? Like that guy's going on to a team that's got like already 4 tight ends. Like why? What? Like
exactly. I'm not sure. He's just a blocking. He's just add depth.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I don't know.
So the second round had 1, 2, 3, 4 tight ends. The third round 1, 2, 3, 4 tight ends. The fourth round 1. The fifth round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tight ends. And it's like, okay, well, at what point do any of these guys have a possibility of doing anything of relevance? And I say none. I am as the resident tight end fan, I am out.
Yeah, it just yeah, like even like the top tight end going to
Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah,
he went to New York Jets.
Is he going to be impactful? Probably not. You got Stowers going to the Eagles.
Okay, so that one's good, but he's got to compete with Dallas Goedert, who's got it for a year. So you're waiting for a year, like till next year possibly, to see if he has a breakout.
Yeah.
Right. And then the second round tight end, not one of them has a catching profile.
Well, like guys, like some of the guys that were drafted really early are ranked like really high, like or really low on the list. Like you look at Sam Roche, tight end, went to the Bears. Like I'd be pissed off if I was him. You drafted me to a team that has Loveland.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing the field. So like they've got like Sleeper has him ranked, projected 328th overall, right? Like obviously, like he was drafted 69th overall.
Sure.
So somebody somewhere thought he was decent,
and he's a blocking tight end.
Yeah, or even the Texans, Marlon Klein, 59th pick overall.
Yeah, from Michigan. We're Michigan fans. That's not a dude. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
I know Max Bredesen, who was drafted in the 5th round.
Yeah,
but I don't know Marlon Klein.
56. The Jaguars took a tight end, Boeckcher. They're projecting him to be like 386th. Oh, the
Jacksonville also.
Here's another one. Like
he took a tight end in the 5th round.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off right now if I was Ty Simpson.
Why?
Quarterback drafted to the Rams. They're projecting him to be 404th overall because he's not going to see the field,
and that's okay. Like I understand the why they did that. This is they wanted to get a quarterback of their future. They spent a 1st round pick. He's going to sit and ride the pine. Okay, great. He's not going to be expected to carry the team year 1. Good for him. That's how it should be. Let this kid develop.
At the quarterback, yes, I agree with that at the quarterback level, but still, it's like I'm going to a team who's got probably multiple quarterbacks. Let me just go to the Rams here.
Rams do not have multiple quarterbacks. Not at least that he's got to worry about. He's probably going to be the number 1 dude. Like he's probably going to be the number 1 backup.
Stafford team. Like they got Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. Okay. And he did nothing.
And Matthew Caldwell. Is he a rookie too, Caldwell? Yeah, he's a rookie as well.
Okay. So they took Ty Simpson to round out their quarterback room to see if he's going to be the dude of the future. Cool. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Well, but you look at teams like Arizona. Arizona is in need of a quarterback, and they took Carson Beck in the 3rd. Okay, well let's see if he's able to elevate. I don't expect him to do anything this year. He's going to sit behind somebody. Interestingly enough, Pittsburgh took Drew Aller in the 3rd round with the 12th pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a guy who might do something next year. I don't know if you could put the team on his back this year, but okay. And then what? You got Cade Klubnik for the New York Jets in the 4th round. That's a deep dart throw.
Yeah, that's they're projecting him at 320.
Okay, so
overall, they're not expecting him to play.
Right. So then
even on a crappy team, he's not even going to get to play.
So not a lot of depth choices here. Maybe in Superflex, these guys are going to get picked up, and ours probably not. Maybe because there's nothing else to grab, you're going to grab some of these guys. But look at the running back situations. There is 13 running backs to talk about. 13. And that doesn't include the undrafted free agents, because I'm sure some of those guys will get some noise in the offseason. But
like the undrafted free agents, because I have some of those on here. The top one is Jalen Borg that the Chiefs picked up. He's the top undrafted free agent. He's projected to be 279th overall.
Who is he, a tight end or a running?
Yeah.
What does?
Yeah, tight end. And then you got Jamari Taylor for the Jaguars, was an undrafted running back. They're projecting him at 319.
Okay.
And then you got Le'Veon Moss going to the Dolphins, which could be, if Achane goes down, that could be a bonus for this kid.
He could be the backup.
Yeah. And then you got Michael Trigg for the Cowboys, tight end. But these guys are all projected to be like down in the 300s.
Well, because they're undrafted free agents, right? There's
No,
no
but
investment.
but there's lots of guys that are projected to be below him or below them
that were
drafted, right? And drafted high, right? Like, what did I say that one guy was? Trigg, 326. And then you have Aller from the Steelers, 339. You've got and he was drafted 75th. Martin Klein to the Texans, 59th, projected to be 370, right? So there's lots of players that like you said, some of these guys were drafted, like Boelichter for the Jaguars, probably just a blocking tight end.
Yeah. They're just okay.
Like, he's not going to catch a lot of balls, but he's going to be beneficial to the team because he'll block for Stroud, right?
Right. Yeah, so not a lot of excitement here for these guys. Unfortunately, so I'm not overly excited for this particular draft season for us.
I don't know about you, but you could actually see it in some of the leagues. Guys are trying to dump their draft picks this year for other players or for next year draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got one offer from somebody today for a second and a third this year for a first and a player, like a player, and then a first next year. And it's like, no, I don't want any more draft picks this year in that league.
I think everybody's warmed up to the idea that, hey, this year's draft capital isn't really going to be awesome.
And there's going to be players that, like, I'm just going to throw out a name. Skylar Bell might go off for the Bills.
Okay, sure, right?
Because he's not going to have a lot of competition. But the Bills don't throw a lot.
Yeah, we just know what he's competing against. So there's a chance, but are you going to drop a first on him? Are you going to drop a sec? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know where the value of these guys are.
Correct.
So as we start making our assumptions and start building our mental projections of what we think these guys could achieve this year, I'm really looking forward to recapping this draft next year. So every year we all get we get back together and we redraft the previous year. So when we get together in 2027 to redraft this year, I'm curious to see, were there some diamonds in the rough that rose up and surprised us that we were excited for? Were there some flashes in the pan that didn't pan out? So like what does that look like? I think this is going to be a draft class that isn't going to hit, year one, but we're probably going to see some hits in year two. Like, they get that sophomore. Yeah. All right. Well, that aside, the other part of today's show we're going to talk about is the NFC running back situation, which by happenstance has the only two running backs that are really going to make an impact to a team this year that is going to shuffle our board up. So we're going to talk about the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, Commanders, then the Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings, then Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers, then the Cardinals, that's one, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, there's two. So as of right now, I have my number one is Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be the dude. I understand there are some other players that could be in consideration here. My number two is Bijan Robinson. I understand if that's somebody else's number one. Those two are pretty closely tied. I do think the Lions have the better offense and will have the better record by the end of the year compared to the Falcons, who don't know what their quarterback situation exactly is, if it's Tua or if it's Michael Penix. So that's why I picked Gibbs first and Bijan second.
Does it worry you about Pacheco now in Detroit?
No. Pacheco's half the player that Monty was. I'd be happier if Monty was there, because then they would have a real person like a real running back that could spell him off. My concern now is that because they don't, Gibbs gets used too much and he doesn't take the wear and tear throughout the whole season.
See, I wonder though if Pacheco stays healthy, because he runs like he's 250 pounds when he's probably only about 180 or 190. But he runs with that type of mentality,
reckless and abandoned. Yeah.
Yes. So my concern from that perspective is, a few games a year he breaks off really good games, and then that turns around and hurts Gibbs.
If they can have
he
Monty,
might not get as many touchdowns he might not get as many as last year.
Right. Gibbs was a top 3 running back with David Montgomery.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, I think, is still twice as good as Isaiah Pacheco. So to me, if those statements are true, then Isaiah Pacheco will not impact Gibbs. Gibbs will still be a top 3 running back regardless of his season performance. I do expect Isaiah Pacheco to put up half the points that Monty did, which means that's more of a workload on Gibbs. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that they don't just rely heavily upon him, that they instead, like towards the end of last season, they get Jamo involved. They keep Amon St. Brown at his pace. They get Jamo involved. They bring back Sam Laporta into the mix. And that's really where the extra work goes. It doesn't go to Isaiah. It goes to Laporta and Jamo to balance it out so they don't run Gibbs into the ground. That's my perception.
Yeah. See, I got number 1, I got Robinson, just because the reason you moved him to 2, I move him into 1. The quarterback question mark in Atlanta, I think they're gonna have to run the ball a hell of a lot more,
which makes it easy to stack the box if that's that's the game plan.
True, but he's a pretty talented kid that could break and still get a ton of he got a ton of yards last year and touchdowns and stuff. And I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't fall for it.
I think if you were to go with season totals, there's probably only 10 points between the two guys.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty close.
A touchdown, and maybe 50 yards or what have you, right? They're gonna be close. And I got Gibbs as number 2.
Okay. 3 and 4, I think, are going to be interesting to see who you have.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, knock on wood, lucky rabbit's foot, horseshoes the whole bit, that CMC is my number 3, and he's able to stay healthy all throughout the year. And if that's the case, then I'm happy to keep CMC as my number 3 running back in this division.
That's my biggest concern with him is the him staying healthy. I'm actually going to go Barkley at 3.
Okay.
And CMC at 4.
4. Okay. You would like to see Barkley get back into relevancy?
Well, I don't want to see Philadelphia do anything, period. But I think for that team to get back on track, because they lost their way last year.
They did. It was really weird.
They were getting wins, but it was not a good season for them.
No, not the way we expected it. Not.
So yeah. I if they can get back to their character game, or smash mouth football, pass when you have to, even if they dump AJ Brown and use that rookie in his place, I think if they can get back to it, then Saquon will be relevant. I think he'll have one more good year. After that, he might start to drop off.
All right, I have Saquon at 5. Yeah, I think he'll have a resurgence back to relevancy. Maybe not a top tier performance, but I think he's going to be good this year. My number 4 actually is Josh Jacobs, running back for the Packers. Guy's a touchdown machine. He's been pretty reliable. Even when he's hurt, he still gets on the field and plays. 2 years ago, he was really, really amazing. Last year, he played through some injuries, which held him back, but he still put up a, a decent performance throughout the entire season. So I got him at 4 on this list.
Okay.
Who do you got at 5?
At 5, I'm going to rookie, Jeremiah Love.
Okay, so this is where the first rookie comes into play.
I think he's going to take over in Arizona. And I think it's going to be almost like a Bucky Irving situation where it might not be week 1 because they'll still use
Tyler Algier?
No.
James Conner?
James Conner. But I think week 2, week 3, Love will take over and he'll keep it for the rest of the year.
I'm actually really concerned because they drafted him at 3. It's pretty high. Kid got $50 million guaranteed. Apparently Tyler Algier is just livid because he came in under the pretenses like, I'm signing with you because you have James Conner. I'm going to compete with James Conner for the starting job. As long as James is healthy and performing, he's got it. But the moment he slips, I'm going to be right there to take it from him. But now you're bringing in the 103 pick. Like, you just invested a lot of money into that guy.
They're going to be a running team this year.
Yeah, it's going to be very obvious. So I don't know how that's going to work. If I'm Tyler Algier, I'm probably asking, hey guys, do you think you could find me another team? Because you're probably not going to need me.
And maybe that's what they do. Maybe they snagged him for trade bait.
Yeah.
And maybe they trade him week 2, week 3. Like after, because you always see guys go down in week 1 or 2.
Sure.
And then maybe they turn around and they trade Algier for draft picks next year.
Maybe, yeah, they get something because like he's on a good contract, and I think he's a really good running back. Like if he was the backup running back to a team, great. I was actually hoping he'd sign with the Lions and he'd be back up to Gibbs, and then you'd have a real solid, like, that's a guy I would love to replace Monty with. Like, that would be a dude I would be concerned about eating into the actual effectiveness of Jahmyr Gibbs, because I think he's an effective running back. But he landed where he landed, and I fully elevated him to, oh, hey, cool. Like, James Conner's going to lose his job to this younger kid. Not the case now. But I'm with you in that I have Jeremiah Love now in my 6th spot, kicking Tyler Algier off the list, who was down at 13. Tyler Algier was at 13 for me. But I do believe that in the potential of Jeremiah Love, and if you invest the 103, you're probably going to invest a lot of effort and opportunity into this kid. Otherwise, you just blew a lot of money. Yeah. Okay, so who is your 6?
I'm going to go 6 and 7 back to back, but it's going to go Etienne.
Okay.
From the Saints, and Jacobs. This is where I'll throw Josh Jacobs.
Okay, that's actually really interesting because obviously I have Jacobs at 4. You put Jacobs at 7, but my 7 is actually Travis Etienne. So our top 7 are essentially the same guys.
Yeah, just in different,
just a slightly different order. I do believe in the opportunity in New Orleans. They do well with running backs when they give the running back the ball. Now, I don't think Alvin Kamara is really going to have a significant impact or really change what Travis Etienne's going to do. I think he's done. So yeah, I really like what Travis Etienne.
He's got the best ceiling. I would say from 4 through 7, Etienne's probably got the best ceiling off my list. Like
off your list, yeah.
Because CMC, is he going to get hurt? Is he not going to get hurt?
Yeah, that's a high risk.
Yeah. Jeremiah Love, you're looking at a guy who's a maybe.
Yeah, you don't know.
Josh Jacobs, if Green Bay just wants to throw the ball like they always do.
they just changed the dynamic of their team by unloading some wide receivers, paying some others. It's like, okay, so like, what are you going to be next year?
So I just think like from that group, ETN has the highest ceiling.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Cool. All right. My number 8 is Kyron Williams, running back for the Los Angeles Rams. Doesn't get used a lot, and then they've got Blake Corum. They're gonna work in some capacity, but he does get enough work and at least was effective last year with it. So this is where I got him settled in, and this is where things are really gonna start to fall off a cliff for me. Is right here with Kyron Williams. So 8 through 16. I ranked these guys based upon how I think their seasons are going to finish based upon a variety of factors, how good their team is in the offense, how much they're going to be utilized, and what kind of competition that team is going to put the running backs into. So Kyron Williams has got Blake Corum, who proved to be pretty good on his own right when he got an opportunity.
Sure.
Who do you got
at 8? At 8, I think this team is going to have a little bit of a. They're going to need their running backs because their wide receivers. It's going to start to stack up in the wide receiver room, and guys are going to be fighting. So I think they're going to have to rely on their running game a little bit more. So I put with Williams, Javonte Williams from Dallas.
Oh, so you think CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who hasn't signed his
thing yet,
correct?
But they also drafted a rookie. So
what round though?
I thought Dallas picked up a.
I'm looking.
Or they might have grabbed a tight end.
They did not grab a wide receiver in the first 6 rounds. Yeah.
What did the Cowboys take?
Dallas did not take. They went all defense.
Cowboys took a tight end. Oh, they signed a tight end unrestricted free agent.
In free agency, but their draft was all.
And they took. There was 2 Cowboys here. And they took Anthony Smith at the 218 pick. So I think that Smith kid, if whatchamacallit doesn't sign his franchise tag.
George Pickens?
Yeah. Smith could jump up into number 2.
But Anthony Smith was taken in the 7th round. He is not going to break the roster this year.
No, but I mean, yeah, I guess. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I just think like that the receiving core, because you got some tight ends, you got some wide receivers.
Okay, whoa. I take it back. They just signed Marquez Vandell-Scantling to the Dallas roster. Please forgive me, people. Breaking news. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
He's going to be their kick return guy.
Sure. Well, they have Kevontae Turpin, who's currently their kick return dude, who's fantastic at it. I'm looking at the depth chart here. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and then it's nobody. MVS isn't going to do it. Jonathan Mingo's not going to do it. Ryan Flournoy. Yeah, I think these guys are good. I think we're not worried about it. But okay, so you got Javonte Williams. I think that's interesting. I do like the situation because he's not really competing for a running back job.
Well, and that's just it. There's nobody pushing him.
Okay. So you put Javonte Williams. All right, well, I'm interested in seeing what your next groups are because I've got at 9, I got Bucky Irving. I'm not really sure what to expect here out of Tampa Bay. Bucky didn't live up to what we expected of him. Yeah, it's like he didn't deliver. He did get rid of all of his competition, so he doesn't have anybody to really work against him. So I put him back in here. He can be much higher by the end of the year based upon what we've seen can happen. I'm just really hesitant. So I put him here at 9.
Sure.
Who do you got at 9?
So my 9 and 10. And I'm really hoping because I'm his own. I'm the owner.
Okay, I know.
I shouldn't say I'm his owner. I shouldn't say that. That's no. I got Breece Hall.
Is he even on my list?
Probably not.
No,
I don't know who.
We're
who
not
else-
in that league, man. That's AFC. We're
Shit.
NFC. Hey, pardon the language.
Pardon my language. Sorry. Hey, well then I'm going Kyron Williams. Why was I saw New York? I'm like, hey, I got that guy. I'll take him.
Yeah,
Kyron Williams will be my 9, and then my 10 will be Bucky.
Okay.
And I worry about Bucky even at 10, because that team is on a decline. I think they rode high for 5-6 years, losing Mike Evans. Now everything's going to be on Godwin's shoulders,
Or
and he's hurt half the time.
Yeah.
But Godwin's hurt half the time. You know, Kate Otten is a hit and miss guy. I just like that team. They had their opportunity where they owned that division for about 5 years
by one game every year.
Yeah, but they just couldn't pull the trigger in the playoffs. So I worry that team might not even win the division this year.
I totally agree. I am not projecting as of right now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win that division. Okay, so your 10 was Bucky Irving. My 10 is actually Cam Scatterbo. As long as he comes back from injury, this is where I'm going to put Cam in. If he comes back later than expected, he's probably going to fall down here because my number 11 is Javonte Williams. So you had Javonte at 8. I have him at 11. Cam Scatterbo was fantastic, and I thought you might have won that particular bet where you thought Cam Scatterbo was going to be a big deal, and because you picked him in the offseason. Do you remember?
Yes.
You picked him as being the flex play of this group, and I'm thinking there's no way. And sure enough, this kid was on a tear until he got injured. And had he not got injured, he would have proven you right.
Yeah, I think he is like Pacheco, but has the body to back it up. He runs like he's 300 pounds, but he's only 250. Like somebody's got to say to this kid, stop dropping your head or you're going to get killed on the field.
Yeah. Stop putting crayons up your nose and pay attention.
Yeah. But now having said that, my next 2 picks are Swift and then Scatterbo.
Okay. So are you confident with Swift in that offense?
Yes.
What?
Because I think Chicago is about to take that next step that Detroit did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago. They're about to jump up. Like it's going to be Detroit, Chicago scrapping it out for the division lead. And maybe Green Bay can slide in and steal a game here or there. But I think the division for the next 3 years, I think, is Detroit and Chicago scrapping it out. Minnesota's falling off because they can't get a consistent quarterback.
Yeah, Kyler Murray we'll see what happens this year with them.
Justin Jefferson is going to start to age out. The running backs, they really don't have like a Mason. Like they don't have a very good running back.
We'll talk about the running backs here in a bit. They're towards the bottom of this list.
Yes. I just like Minnesota is going to be the bottom of the division. Green Bay will be 3rd, I think, and then Chicago, Detroit, and then maybe next year it might flip-flop.
Okay. All right. There is an interesting, so we're down here at 13, 14, and 15. There's only four spots left. I've got DeAndre Swift at my 12. So we're, as of right now, our first 12 line up in different orders. So our next 4 are going to be interesting. So I'm going to read you my 4, and then I'd love to hear your response. So I've got Chuba Hubbard at 13. I currently have Zach Charbonnet, but I'm also going to slot in Jadarian Price.
Yes.
Because based upon how Seattle uses their running backs, I think whoever they put out prime, like who the 55% share is, whoever that guy is, this is where they're going to finish as 14. Because they will use both backs in some capacity. They won't lean on just one. And then I've got Aaron Jones at 15. I got Aaron Jones at 15. He's aging out. Jordan Mason's not the dude. This is a team who's probably going to use a running back by committee, which is why they're down here at 15. And then I've got Washington running back Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt at 16. mainly because they don't have anybody else, and he didn't show last year that he's the guy that can do it. He had flashes, but wasn't consistent. So I've got him here in the last spot because I do think he won't be the dude. He'll just be the best of whatever they put out there.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. In my 13, I've got Price and the reason I don't have Charbonnet, because he tore his ACL. So he's going to miss the beginning of the year. Price is going to be the guy. Why they let Walker go? That was a mistake. Yeah, probably. So I'm thinking Price will be the guy there. Then I've got what teams do I have left?
Okay, your teams, you got Washington, you got Minnesota, and you got Carolina. So your options here are Chuba Hubbard, because I can't think of any other running back on that team now that Rico Daddle's gone.
Yeah.
You got Aaron Jones or Jordan Mason. You can pick your poison. And then whatever running back you like from Washington.
Crosby Merritt will be 16. Because they have nothing else. And that team, I think, while they can have a decent passing game, their running game, their quarterback's going to be the top running back, I think. Minnesota, you know what? Ooh. It's going to be a tight one between Jones and
Mason.
Yeah. I'm going to go Mason.
Okay. Jordan Mason at 14?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, 15. Sorry. And then Carolina.
Canadian boy.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard.
Because only because he doesn't have any real competition. Yeah, he doesn't have any competition. So it's going to be his job to lose. If he loses it.
Yeah.
If he even loses it. So yeah.
All right. So Yoda Clown, your ranks are Bijan, Gibbs, Barkley, CMC, Jeremiah Love, rookie, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving, DeAndre Swift, Cam Scattaboo, other rookie Jadarian Price, Chuba Hubbard, Jordan Mason, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Pretty good. Yeah, I think I don't contest any of your rankings. Mine went Gibbs, Robinson, CMC, Jacobs, Barkley, Jeremiah Love, Travis Etienne, Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving, Scattaboo, Javonte Williams, Swift, Chuba, Jadarian Price, Aaron Jones, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
So let me ask you for Swift, because you have him down at 12.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because the Bears are going to throw more than run?
I think, yeah. To me, I'm terrified of the Bears because they're going to have a multifaceted offense. Thank heavens their quarterback doesn't run. Otherwise, they would have a 4-dimensional offense. To me, they have a tight end that could be their number one wide receiver. They've got two choices at wide receiver, being Luther Burden or Roma Dunze. So they can go possession, or they can go over the top. And then you've got DeAndre Swift, who's not. We know what he is, and he is not a top tier running back, but he's a good running back. He will get you through what you need to do, especially when he's not the focus of your offense. If he's the fourth option on your offense, he's going to be very adequate for you. He's probably going to provide you with some weeks of significant performance. But if he's your fourth option, it's the other three that are going to get the targets, that are going to get the work, that are going to get the focus. And if that's the case, he's not going to get enough touches to be a top tier running back. But he'll have spike weeks.
See, I think with him, and I think Loveland and him are going to get all the touchdowns, because if
in the red zone,
they'll run it on first down, second down, and then they'll try and pass it to Loveland on third down, just kind of getting open in the middle. The other two wide receivers, unless they break something off from 20 yards out or something like that.
Yeah, they'll take their occasional shot to Roma Dunze down the field, just like they. Yeah,
yeah.
and
I think that's where he's going to get all his points are going to come from touchdowns. Yeah.
Okay, that could be the case. Yeah, I think he'll be good. I wouldn't want him as my wide running back one. He'd be okay as a running back
flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be a really good flex on somebody's team.
Yeah. Looking at this list, I'm thinking I should have put Javonte Williams higher. I probably would have moved Cam Scatterbo down and put Javonte Williams up a little bit higher. But oh well. It is what it is. Good. This is part of the thought experiment. This is us just pontificating in the offseason.
Well, and didn't I say at the end of last year, don't listen to Andrew preseason? Because all of my projections were out the window.
Yeah, we don't make bets too early. We wait. Right?
Yes.
Speaking of waiting, we do have to wait for our draft. The real rookie draft is over. We wait till May 23rd is our league's rookie draft. We're going to break through whatever perceptions we might have, ideas of what we think these guys can and can't do. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, we're given some kind of threads to pull on. We hear some kind of, or see some smoke coming from the rookie camps to give us an idea of how to spend our draft capital on the lottery tickets that will essentially be this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
And unfortunately,
we'll make the most of it.
Unfortunately, we're going to be all drafted before like the caps actually open up and guys might climb.
Yeah, that is the way we've done it every year, though.
Yes,
so it's 100%. Not new.
It's not
I agree. If we drafted in, say, end of July or early August, just before the preseason games, we'd have a much better idea of where to invest our capital.
Somebody like Laporta or Nakua may have gone a heck of a lot higher than they originally did. Because didn't Nakua from the year before
go
from fifth to the number one guy that everybody would have picked? So
yeah.
That's
part of the advantage of drafting when we do. So with all the leagues that I'm in, half of my leagues will be drafted by the end of the May long weekend. There was one draft that was supposed to take place this weekend. However, it didn't happen because one guy bailed, and then we had to find a replacement, and the team wasn't very good. So finding a replacement took some time, and then get that individual paid and like brought in. So we moved it to next weekend. So, or I guess this coming weekend. So this weekend will be my very first draft, and I have draft capital to spend in that league. And I've been doing some internet sleuthing to see what other people are saying or projecting. So I have a list of my rankings, so to speak, of these are the guys that could be good in these positions at this draft position. But these are the guys, and then I have a little list of like I think these are the guys I'm going to shoot for. That I have my intuition is saying, go grab that guy. I like that situation, or I like that player's name because it sounds neat.
Yeah,
that's how I'm basing some of my draft projections.
Well, and that's a lot of this is your gut.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I got two drafts. I'm sorry, my apologies. The Yahoo League that I'm in. Drafts in 2 days, in 15 hours. And then the Gods of Football drafts in 2 days, in 13 hours. Oh, look at that. And then 23, 23, 23, 23, 23 days, 23 days, 23 days. Yep, May long weekend.
Oh, there you go.
It could be good. Fun times.
And you just wait till end of day Monday to make your pick.
Totally, yes. Yeah. So like I like draft picks. Draft picks are fun because it's fun to draft and and spend draft capital. And in a couple leagues, I have done a good job of accumulating draft assets. And then I look at the year and I was like, dang it.
Well,
It's not an exciting year. So now everything becomes a bit more of a lottery ticket. And I'm picking from this isn't tooting my own horn, but I'm picking from the back end of the draft because I did really well at every league. In one league, okay, so I'm picking last 9th out of 12, 10 out of 12, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Oh, I'm not even picking because I trade that draft asset away. I'm picking, where am I on this one? Oh, I'm picking 10th out of 10. And then here I'm picking 9 out of 10. So I did well, right? So close to becoming champion in a variety of leagues, and now I'm picking at the back half of a crappy draft class. It's like
so you're basically
nuts.
betting on your team to repeat.
Yeah, I was like, because the draft class isn't very good, so my draft capital isn't great. So the guys, to me, the first five picks is where the value is going to be had of like the guys that we think we're going to do something. At
Like
pick 6 and beyond.
realistically, you're looking at in all of those drafts, you're looking at like Sadiq, Stribling, Stowers, or Hurst. Hurst, I think, has probably the best ceiling because
who is Hurst?
Ted Hurst, the wide receiver for Buccaneers, because they've cleared out a lot of their, or they cleared out a few of their wide receivers. Ted Hurst, he was drafted 84th.
Oh, I see that. 3rd round, 20th overall, Tampa Bay. Well, but Ted Hurst has got to compete with Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka.
But if Godwin is hurt 3/4 of the year,
then it puts him a wide receiver too.
Yeah, but I mean, right? if he's more of a slot guy and Egbuka is the wide out, he could end up with a boat like look at Jefferson being the slot guy, getting a ton of throws.
Here's what I'm seeing. Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, Kason, Conception, Jeremiah Love. Those are the first 5. Maybe not in that order.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jeremiah Love was going to be 1 overall, and then those guys that go 5. And then as soon as you get to the number 6, you're looking at what? Omar Cooper, maybe for the New York Jets, because he was taken round 1, pick 30.
Yeah.
But it's the New York Jets.
They don't have a quarterback to throw to him, really.
And Garrett Wilson. And they also got Kenyon Sadiq. And like, okay, so where does he fit in? And then I'm hearing this Dejon Stribling from San Francisco, who was taken with the first pick of the 2nd round. He's ranked 15th or lower on most draft boards, according to the internet, because he's just not like nobody liked that selection. And then you say, okay,
of the rookies, and I'll put Mendoza in here because he's still ranked.
Sure.
Like if you're going off of fantasy points, he's the number 1 ranked guy.
But quarterbacks get more points than guys.
Yes. But that Stribling is 11th of the rookies. But you're right. Like he's going to compete against so many guys. Like if Kittle comes back, if CMC catches balls out of the backfield, you've got the wide receiver room. Right? Like they're not in my biggest worry with the 49ers is the quarterback going to stay healthy? Quarterback goes down, that team is done. Because they can't just hand the ball
off to somebody else
75 times to the running back a game. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to try and
it's tough. I'm really hoping like somebody like a Skylar Bell or a Chris Bell, because Skylar Bell going to the Bills, maybe he can work his way up into the wide receiver 2 role. Chris Bell,
Miami,
be the number 2 guy in Miami.
Well, he could be the number 1 guy, but we don't know who the number one guy is going to be.
Yeah,
right. And they drafted somebody. Who else did they draft? Miami drafted Caleb Douglas ahead of him.
Yes, but I think Bell is probably a better fit, and I just like, to me, guys like those 2 Bells, even Zachariah Branch, For
I
the
do
Falcons,
like the name, right?
I think those guys could climb in camp.
Right. I like Zachariah Branch. I like the landing spot. I just don't like the quarterback situation and how much passing are they going to get done? Because when they had Darnell Mooney as wide receiver too, he was something. So Zachariah Branch could be something. And then Malachi Fields for the New York Giants. Okay, he's drafted in the third round.
Fields.
He came from Notre Dame. This is a guy who's going to an offense. It is going to pass. Can he take the number 2 spot and sit behind Malik Neighbors, or is that going to go to
whoever,
somebody else? Yeah, right. Like,
or even Chris Brazzell going to the Panthers.
Brazzell. Yeah. Okay. The Panthers. If the Panthers take the step forward, it's going to be because they have other weapons to utilize. Right. Chuba Hubbard. We know what he can do. We know Tetairoa McMillan. He can do some stuff. All right. Now you get him another weapon.
Is a quarterback going to step up and do it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, can you trust that Bryce Young takes the next step to keep advancing his development? So to me, when I'm looking at this, if you've got a late round first, I'm not seeing anybody here that I'm excited about taking a late round first on. These are more like second round picks or early thirds that I would really invest in these dudes.
Yeah.
And now it feels like I'm reaching. But then again, I look back at my history where I drafted Michael Carter and what are the running back at the 109 and the 110. And I reached, and those were third and fourth round selections just because I was reaching.
Yeah.
But lessons learned the hard way.
Well, it's you're following your gut, and because those guys could have been
they could have been somebody. They could have been somebody. Yeah. But they were not. All right. Well, let's wrap it up here for tonight. Guys, thank you very much. We're probably going to take a week off next week because if these guys are here working on my basement, I'm not going to be able to actually podcast. This place is going to be covered in tarps and drapes and stuff. So next week, we're going to take a pause. We'll be back the week of May 13th as we do some prep getting into rookie drafts. And then we'll put out the schedule of what's to come leading into summer. We do have our top 5, bottom 5 busts. We have our rookie redraft from last year. We have a rookie draft review for when we do that. We've got the divisional breakdowns coming up. It's going to be a great time. Going to have some fun with you boys. All right. Well, from one poor man to another. Remember, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. Good night, everybody.
Have a great week, everyone.